With the Dental Innovation Show. I'm here at Women in DSO with one of my favorite guys in the dental industry, Martin Mendelson. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So the other day I was on a call and a friend told me, they said, Travis, you're a totally different person than you were a couple years ago. I wanted the world to know the man that helped change my life as a personal coach and a business coach. And, I just wanted to thank you and let people know a little bit more about the services that you offer and really what you're focused on, because you're with Spear, you're with coaching, you're writing a book. Tell us about your coaching side of what you do, and then tell us about what you're focused on so we know where to focus your time.
Yeah. So in terms of my coaching, I have a bit of a tagline, the power to change is within you. And so I believe we're all empowered to be where we want to be, but we get stuck. We get stuck with our own mental talk tracks and our own mindsets, and we allow fear to stop us. So in our conversations and conversations with my clients, it literally boils down to something as simple as that, getting you to reframe your thoughts, to challenge yourself to think differently, to take that next step. So the book that I'm coming out with later this year into early next is, the primary title is Just Move. And it's all about unleashing your power, overcoming your fear, and taking that first step. Because once you take that first step, the next step is easier, and so on and so on and so on. So I've been it's been a lot of hard work, but I've been very lucky lately. I'm getting more and more traction with corporate keynoting. And little old me is talking to subsidiaries of United Healthcare all about how the science of optimism can help you reach your strategic growth goals. And so I'm focusing on keynotes, working with teams to get themselves out of their own way, and then coaching with amazing people like you.
Give us a little teaser on the science of optimism, because I've seen a lot of your stuff online and people will take a look at it, but tell us a little bit about, what are the three things about the science of optimism that people pull from that presentation and from the book?
Yeah, absolutely. So as reference, January 2024, Dental Economics, I had a featured cover article on this exact topic on page 10. So the areas of science that are impacted, or that talk about, the areas of optimism, it impacts your cognitive function, your visual function, and your reasoning function. And so I go through the studies in the article, but they worked with school children where they were about to go take a standardized math test, and they simply broke the class in two. Each half, of course, had high, middle, and low performers. And half of the class, they just simply facilitated a discussion around what was the happiest day in your life? How did you feel? Who were you with? What did you do? They then took that math test and blew the doors off the other half of the class. There's other research by Schmitz that asked people to look at photographs. Some were primed to be positive, primed to be negative. The people primed to be positive saw the primary image in the foreground and all the detail in the background. The other people that were primed to be negative only saw the primary image in the foreground. So it begs the question, when you've had a challenging conversation, how many times have you thought to yourself, oh my gosh, why didn't I see that? Why didn't I think of that? Why didn't I say that? That didn't occur to me. It's all based on science. And here's the key, and one of the things I try to emphasize most, this is not about toxic positivity. It's not about walking around always with a smile on your face. These studies, almost bear none, all had small jolts of positivity. Visualizations about a happy day, a candy reward at the end of a given task. It's mind-blowing what just a slight shift in your thought can do for your performance.
So you're a dentist, you've coached thousands of dentists, which was the natural first focus, but what you talk about really applies to anybody, right?
Yeah.
So how does the audience get in touch with you?
So very simple. My website is my name, martinmendelson.com. I'm on Instagram as Doc Martin Empowers, and I'm very active on LinkedIn. Actually, I have a newsletter that has almost 7,000 subscribers to date. So one of three ways: web, LinkedIn, or Instagram.
Nice. Well, Martin, always great to see you. Appreciate everything that you did.